I am a total beginner and am figuring out the step-by-step sweater. I'm doing size C and using the magic loop method. And I didn't see any videos online about how to do the German short row shaping, but with the magic loop method. And I think I just figured it out. I really welcome anyone who knows what they're actually doing with knitting to comment if I'm doing anything wrong. I'm just making this in hopes that it helps other beginners like wrap their mind around this, because it really took me a while to figure out how. So I'm going to be starting a new yarn. So I've already placed my stitch markers for the yoke, and now I'm moving on to the neck shaping in the pattern. So I'm apparently going to scooch these down. Again, I'm such a beginner that I'm still learning how to do this. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull. So I think you don't see I already cut this end off because I had already started knitting this. So it's cut, but anyways. So I'm pulling out my cable. So now I have this. So, and there's my beginning of round stitch marker. So I'm going to start my new yarn. So I'm just gonna, I think this is how you do it. And we're gonna start like that and just start knitting. I think that's how you join yarn, a new yarn. And oops, didn't even catch it. There we go. And I'm just going to knit, hopefully this is an okay angle, until I hit the first stitch marker. I'm gonna scooch this guy up. Oops. My hands are a little shaky because I've only had caffeine so far today. That is a bad plan. Okay. Okay. And doing good. My beginning of round stitch markers just like annoyingly flopping around. Maybe it's not annoying. Maybe it's a cute little sound. Okay. Now we're getting close to my first stitch marker, and we're gonna do a make one right. So these are really tight. It's because I'm at an odd angle than how I would normally knit for this video, but okay. Make one right, I believe, is like this. I'm gonna triple. No, I'm pretty sure that's correct. You're gonna do this. And so I just made one right. And I'm gonna slip the stitch marker, knit my two, separating raglan stitches. Okay, I'm gonna slip my marker. I think here we do a make one left. Okay, so, all right, looks like it does this. Okay, I do that. Got it, nice. Make one left on there now. I'm gonna knit two of those stitches, and then I gotta do a make one right, like that. Okay. All right, these are some tight stitches. And then I'm gonna slip that marker. I'm going to knit two, slip that marker. All right, so we're here. We've just gotten past the second pair of markers, and we're gonna do an M1L like this. We're going to pull that through, knit 3. I'll show you what my cables look like in a second here, but it's still magic looping. Did I just do, okay, one more. Okay, so we have been magic looping, and now, since it's the short rows, we're going and we are just adding more to this side of the loop. We're going to just turn it around like that, I believe, and follow the instructions like she lays out in the step-by-step. I'm really following that. But so you just turn it around, and then we're going to slip that stitch purlwise like this. And since we are going to, we then like pull this up, I believe, and around, boom. So now we have that leggy stitch they talk about with German short rows, and you can pull it really tight, they are saying. And then we're just gonna purl back as if we're on any other set of needles. Not that complicated, but I really could not wrap my head around how this would work. But it does get a little more confusing, I think, later on. So we're just purling back. Okay, we're getting close to the end here, and this is where we don't even need to panic because I have figured this out, I think. All right, so now we're back to having this weird setup of magic loop. We are just going to pull. We need to keep going around this way because we're working on the wrong side of the fabric, so we need to turn this around so that we keep working on the wrong side over here now. So I'm going to turn this. All right, and then I'm going to pull this through. Oop. Okay. See how we've added this little row? 2 rows really. And now I think how I've figured out to do this is to then pull this guy out. If you're an advanced knitter and know what's going on and need to correct me, please do. But I think this works. And I'm just gonna keep working like normal. So now I'm going to slip that stitch marker. Now I have a little leg here to work on. And I still have this room. And I'm gonna get this to the end so that I can pull this tight and keep purling. So we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna pull that tight so that there's not a big gap between this beginning of round, just like that. Okay, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's my first time ever doing this. And then we're going to just purl away, folks. And what's different, she says, about the German short row, hopefully you can see this, sorry, is that that now we're gonna have to do these increases on this other side backwards because we're purling. So she's gonna walk us through that, and in turn, I shall walk us through that on a magic loop. Okay. So we're gonna do an M1LP, which is make one left purlwise. So we're picking this up, we're placing it front to back, and then purling this from the back, which is what makes this tricky. But we got this. Boop. Not that hard, folks. We got it. All right. And then we're slipping a stitch, marker. Not slipping a stitch, we're slipping the marker. And we're gonna keep purling. Look how nicely this is coming along. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Slip the marker. This is the easier one, she says. So we're gonna pick it up from back to front and purl it like this. And then keep purling to the next marker. And here we will do the trickier one, which you pick it up front to back and it purl from the back. Oop. There we are. Hopefully you can see this. Oop. Just like that. And then we're gonna just purl like normal. Slip a stitch, marker, not slip a stitch. And then here we're going to do, all right, so last increase on this round, we're gonna pick up from back to front, and I'm gonna purl. Boop. Okay, we're gonna purl 3 more. And we've done it. We're close. So now we just turn this mess of cables around. Okay. And now so now we're going to do something else. Let's find out what that is now that we've turned it around. All right. So now that we're on the other side, we need to bring this, German short rows brings the working yarn to the front. So we got that, and then we're going to purl this, and then we pull our yarn to the back because we're gonna knit back. You probably can't see this, so I'm pulling that back like this. Okay, and then we're just gonna knit our way back. So we're knitting back to the beginning. Ooh. Exciting. We don't have to add any increases this time. Just knitting back over those stitches. It's working, people. Okay. Like this. Okay, I'm gonna push those up because we're getting back to that beginning of round marker, hanging out over there. Just knitting back to it. Okay. Exciting. All right, we're back at the beginning. So now I'm back and look what we have done. We have just that first German short row pattern finished. Okay, so we're still magic looping it, and I'm guessing I'll need to turn around. So we're going to turn this bad boy around to keep working our next row, and let's see how we do that. Okay, so this is just a normal German short row round now, and I'm just gonna do it so you can see me working through it, but you could also watch any video, but it's just on magic loop. So hopefully this is helpful. So here goes the second row. let's admire our work. Okay, look at that. We are adding in that German short row. That's gonna look really nice, I think. Oh boy, that's a huge gap, but I think I can maybe pull things tighter and it'll be okay. Cool, so this is working. So I think that's how you magic loop German short rows. Hopefully that was helpful. Happy knitting.